This is Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Welcome to Bryant-Denny Stadium, home of the Crimson Tide. This place is charged up and ready for a big game today. It's a late season, top 25 matchup here. Two teams that have earned the right to be ranked will test each other, and there's big playoff implications. As we'll see the number 15 team in the country, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Hermstreet. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. And the Razorbacks will kick this away to start us off. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? And here's the handoff. Moves the ball to the 37 for a first down. Alabama comes up to the line quickly.
Well, I know people want to talk about the spread, and Alabama's offense has changed over the years, but at the end of the day, with this coaching staff, it still comes down to the line of scrimmage and the ability to pound the rock. Think about the backs they've had in recent years. Mark Ingram and Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs most recently. This is an offense that still wants to control things up front and beat you down.
Finally out of bounds after a solid game, but there is a flag on the field. So let's check this out. Here's a 1st and 10 play. They'll try the right here. The gain is 3 yards, so 2nd and 7. Offense right to the line, cranking up the tempo. Heading left after the handoff. Finding space at the 20. And he gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. He just breaks away and takes it to the house from distance. That's an elite running back type of play.
You know, when he got out into the open field, I didn't know if he had the speed to take that thing all the way to the house, but he does. That's next level speed.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. Kickoff teams come on the field now to send this one away. Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Breaking free at the 35. Breaks clear. End zone ahead. At the 10 now. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Oh, my. What a great play call here by the offensive coordinator. The running back received some great blocking up front and just took off with it, carving up this defense all the way to the end zone.
Automatic on the PAT. Getting set to kick the ball off now. He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 23, brought it out, tried to make a play, but good coverage that time. Here comes the Alabama offense onto the field. They punch it into the end zone the last time. Let's see if this defense has made some adjustments to stop them this time. He stopped just short of that first down marker, inches away from it. Alabama comes up to the line quickly.
Boy, positive yards there on 1st and 10. Good job up front by that offensive line. Good hard running by this running back. And now you got a lot of options. That playbook can really open up on 2nd and inches.
Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. It's a run to the left. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
Chris, you know me. I love to see defensive backs and especially corners that are willing to come up and get physical against the run game. What a job of making that play in space. No gain because of the play of that corner.
Now it's 2nd down here. Linebackers trying to confuse this offense now. Ball handed off.
For the defense coordinator this week, all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Challenging spot for the offense. It's 3rd down and long from the 45. On the handout, they'll test the right side here. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
They bring the punter onto the field now. And the coverage team makes the stop on this return. And the Arkansas offense back out on the field. It didn't take long to reach the end zone last time. A perfectly blocked running play. Can they keep it going here? Ball handed off. And he's shoved out of bounds by the defense short of the first down marker.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
Breaking free at the 35. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball up to the 36.
Just a good job up front by this offensive line, getting a hat on a hat and be able to give this running back from Arkansas enough room to get upfield and pick up that first down. Nice play.
Takes the ball and heads to the left side. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play.
Nothing better than an offense on first down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of them.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Takes the handoff and tests the left side. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior. Third down play for this offense. Here's the handoff. Powering through. That moves the football inside the 40, and it's another first down.
I love this unconventional call by the offensive coordinator. 3rd and medium, a lot of times you're thinking about throwing the football, but instead they're able to run the ball with great execution, and they pick up the first down.
Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Important second down play coming up. He'll hand it off. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. That was that excellent linebacker with a clear path just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
And they pick up the first out of the 23, getting closer to the red zone.
Well, it's a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
The Razorbacks will line up on 1st and 10. Same tailback, another carry. aiming for the end zone. And he'll make it in for the score. Touchdown, Razorbacks.
Chris, he broke free from the line of scrimmage. I thought he might have a 10 or 15-yard gain, but he shows you the speed that he has to take it all the way to the house.
PAT makes it a 7-point lead. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. And the return starts just inside the end zone. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. The last time they were forced to punt it away. Can they get points out of this possession? They bring him down just short of the marker, inches away from a first down.
Love those positive yards on 1st and 10, and it's not quite a first down. Looks like it'll bring 2nd and inches, but it sure does open up the playbook here to be able to open up, maybe take a shot downfield.
They'll try to pick up the yardage on the ground. Breaks loose at the 40. He has first down yardage at the 46. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. Linebackers moving around trying to confuse the offense. On first down, they'll keep their running game churning. It's a big gain across midfield down inside the 35.
Chris, I don't know. There's just something about that Bama uniform. When they run the football, it just feels right. It's a combination of having those big offensive linemen, a really physical approach at the line of scrimmage, and backs that are able to pick up first downs like that right there. Beautiful play.
Fights through the tackler. Stopped short of the marker after just a short gain. Here comes the up-tempo offense. And the runner takes off to his right. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
A big play here after the break. Offense trying to convert here on third down. Offense will keep it on the ground here. And the play goes nowhere. Picked up about a yard, but it'll be fourth down. The offense going with the hurry up. Here we go, fourth down. They'll try to run for it. He did not get it. A crucial play by this defense. What a fourth down stop.
How about the offense being aggressive? They decide to go for it here, and I got to give all the credit to this defense. Being aware, anticipating the call, knowing exactly where they needed to make the stop, and they did it.
So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Handoff running right. And the run moves the ball up to the 33.
Chris, it's the consistency of this back is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Runs right over the defender. In a big game before he goes out of bounds, the offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Boy, another nice gain by this back. He has had a beautiful day today running the football, just kind of in that zone, and a big reason why they have a nice lead today.
And they'll go right back to him on first down. The junior able to bring him down quickly. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Run back in the backfield, and he'll get the carry. Running through the tackle. They'll bring him down, but the spin cycle put on that defender, my goodness.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. Offense getting set. It's second down. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. Here comes a handoff. Run it up the middle, but stuff for no gain.
Maybe this stop is an indicator of what's to come for this defense. The offense, frankly, has been able to enforce their will in the first half, but maybe things are starting to change.
Now it's third and long for this offense. Football right at midfield. And now the handoff. Fights through a tackle. The defense stops him short of the marker, so it's fourth down coming up. And the Razorbacks will send the punt team onto the field. This will bounce and head out of bounds inside the 10. That's a great punt. The offense will be pinned back. The offense will take their first time out of the half to talk strategy here. We'll see what the offense can do starting inside their own 20. They'll hand it off. Stop after a small gain. Now looking at second and 9. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. He'll ride the back again here. Breaking tackles. And he'll make his way out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
When you can get good chunks of yardage like this on early downs, it just keeps you on schedule, leading to more manageable third down situations. Never underestimate the value of consistently getting 4 more yards a pop like that.
They stop him for a 2-yard gain, which will bring up fourth down. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. And he's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge fourth down.
Why in the world would the offensive coordinator and head coach decide to go for it inside their own red zone? That's a peculiar choice for this offense.
So the challenge doesn't work. That'll cost the head coach a timeout. We'll see if that comes into play later in the ballgame. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. And he'll make it into the end zone. Touchdown, Hogs.
Man, that's another touchdown for this guy. This defense better adjust and get eyes into that backfield, or he may go for a third or a fourth later today.
PHC is good. They're pulling ahead now, 21-7. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. And he's going to bring this out from a couple yards deep in the end zone. He's tackled at the 17, so it would have been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. Last time they gambled and lost. Went for it in fourth down in their territory and got stopped. Just trucks the man. They'll tackle him right at the 25-yard line.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Going to try to run inside, but nowhere to go. Offense operating at high tempo now, no huddle. Can he get there on the ground? Tackle right at the 30, good enough to move the sticks.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. Powering right past the defender. And the broken tackle there produces a solid gain. Here's the 2nd down play. Takes the ball, tries the right side here. Gets into space at the 50. Breaks into the clear. It's a sprint. Finally brought down to the 20-yard line. A huge gain puts him in great scoring position. This Alabama offense is moving quickly down the field. Takes the ball and heads to the left. Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing. They'll crank up the tempo here on 2nd down. The time is running out. Takes the handoff, and he'll head left. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with the defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Testing the right side here. They bring him down after a gain. Looks like they'll spot it inches short of a 1st down. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. Here we go on 4th down. Oh, they've stopped him short. What a 4th down play, and they will take over on downs now.
Chris, I understand what you're doing here. As a play caller, you want to take that chance. You want to keep the ball. You want to keep the drive alive. But this is the risk you take, and the defense comes up with a huge stop.
And the Arkansas offense is back out on the field now. The back's got it. He's tackled just short of the 20-yard line.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave him a chance at a really nice gain.
They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs. And the offense will quickly spend a timeout here after the play.
Just what a great battle here at the line of scrimmage. Good push by the offensive line, and the back does enough to be able to pick up the 1st down.
Pre-snap motion from the receiver. A pop pass on the jet sweep.
Well, that's one of those plays that works better against certain defensive looks, but not every defense is the same. They were all over that one. Let's see if they continue to attack to the outside on the perimeter to set something up downfield.
2nd down play coming up. Hands off to the left. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Well, this guy has been dominant all afternoon long, but that time the defense has got to be asking themselves, where has that been? They finally get to him behind the line.
And there's the handoff. Breaking free at the 35. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there. It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. Handoff to the back. He's brought down, but not before the gain to the 42-yard line. Time running down. Just 1 play left here in the half. They'll run it to the left. They make the tackle as time expires. That'll do it for the 1st half. Minutes going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. Alabama will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it out from his end zone. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. And the Razorbacks offense is back out on the field. We get the second half started with a running play. The gain is 3. Now it's second down and 7.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
That's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 29.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
So a very makeable third down for the offense with a 29. And they pick up the first on the ground. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Chris, as you know, the reason this team has such a nice lead today is the day that this guy has had running the football. But that time, finally, the defense comes up with an answer for him.
The offense stays on the field. The coach is going to go for it on 4th and 2 in his own territory. The back's got it again. Brought down at the 33. That's good enough to move the sticks.
Trends show guys that are continuing to go for it on 4th down. But what's crazy to me, Chris, is deep in your own territory to go for it on 4th down. It's a big risk, but it pays off here.
They're going to run it. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, there's something we haven't seen much in this game at all. That ball carrier being tackled near the line of scrimmage. Maybe if this defense can make more plays like that in the second half, their team will be able to chip away at this lead.
That's a nice wrap up there by the junior. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Keeping it on the ground here. He's found some room at the 45. Just trucks through the defender. It's a huge gain all the way down inside the 30.
How impressive these guys been up front today. Big third down, know what you need to do, get the first down, continue to hold on to that lead, continue to work clock, and get that much closer to securing a victory.
And they bring him down for a loss. After the big gain, they feed him the ball again, but the defense all over it this time.
The defense made a good play there, but needs to string along more stops like that against this running back if they want to be able to win this game. The run game has looked good in the first half, but maybe that won't be the case from now on.
Got a lane. Can he get in? Touchdown, Arkansas. Just ran away from the defense. Kicking team on now for the extra point. And the extra point makes it a 28-7 game. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. They tackle him at the 9. That's good coverage, but he should have left the ball in the end zone. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Alabama's offense coming back onto the field. The last possession, they passed on a field goal attempt, but got stopped on 4th down. Let's see how they play this one. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
This defense just hasn't had many answers for this running back. Guy's already over 100 yards on the afternoon, but give him credit there. They made a nice play in the backfield.
Okay, ready? Second down play coming up for this offense. Easy. There's the handoff. Tiny space at the 20. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
And that's a big-time run right there. Back deep inside their own 10-yard line, but they found the soft spot in the defense and took off. I think they got caught looking for a pass defensively, and it burned them big time. Great job by this offense in taking advantage what the defense gave them.
On first down, why not keep it on the ground? Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill, Kirk.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. And you're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face.
On the ready. So from the 21-yard line, it's now 2nd and long. Jackrabbit. He'll hand it off. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
That's a great play all around by this defense. Your first-level defenders hold their own at the point of attack, allowing the second and third-level players to roam free and make the tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Urgency now for the offense that hate to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Handoff to the right side. He stopped short of the marker, so it's 4th down now. Alabama comes up with the line quickly. A running play called on 4th down. He did not get it. A crucial play by this defense. What a 4th down stop.
Chris, I totally understand why they would go for this here at this point in the game. You're down by 3 scores. We're in the second half. They felt the pressure with the possession that they had, the field position that they had. They needed to make something happen. Unfortunately, not able to come through.
They're going to run it here. Tackle, but first down.
Chris, that's another good run for him. He's had such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
The Razorbacks are in the red zone. And then first down, right back to the running game. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time.
Hey, whether it's been on the inside or bouncing things to the outside, this guy has shown you everything that he has to offer, and a big part of the reason why they're enjoying this nice lead.
And the Razorbacks looking to finish the drive here. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Razorbacks. And the beatdown continues. That's an old-school leap, just up and over the defense into the end zone.
Man, that running back needs to find a picture of that touchdown. Up into the air. He can frame that. That's a nice score to remember.
The extra point is good. Now it's a 4-touchdown lead, 35-7. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Solid coverage there. They get him at the 15. That's where the offense will take over. Here comes the Alabama offense onto the field. The last time they went forward on 4th down, didn't get it, and it ended up costing them 6 points, and they bounce back here.
Defense does a really nice job here of being able to contain that run game, held them just to 2 yards. Chris, to me, this changes the playbook a little bit now for the offense. The guy calling the plays at 2nd and 8, that's a different deal. Now he's got to probably thinking about going through the air instead of staying on the ground.
Getting set. Here's 2nd down. Different pre-snap look from the linebackers now. Handoff heading left. He's tackled short of the 30, but that's good enough for a first down. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down, but a penalty flag on the field. Costly holding penalty there. Backs him up 10 yards. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. They'll run it here. And the sophomore able to bring him down quickly. Offense cranking up the tempo now. No huddle. And on the carry, he's heading left. Solid run. They'll bring it down to the 28-yard line.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
And here's the handoff. Defense stops him short of the first down marker, and that'll do it for the third quarter of play. The offense stays on the field, down multiple possessions. Easy choice.
Let's go.
On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. Breaks loose at the 40. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down.
I think it says a lot about this coach's confidence that he has in his team, that he sticks to running the football on fourth down. You know, a lot of teams, they might try to get cute, pull out a special play that they've been practicing for weeks. But not this guy. They just line up, run the ball, and pick it up.
Ball handed off. Good enough for first down yardage.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where the heck was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping that to himself, thinking, all right, maybe this is something to build on. Maybe something positive can come out of this. You're going to have some bad games from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready in the future. But that right there, man, that's what they've been looking for all game.
Ball handed off. A gain of 2 yards. Now it's second down and 8. Offense in hurry-up mode. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. Heading left after the handoff. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. It's a run to the left. He's not going to get the first down. It's fourth down now. Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field, trying to chip away at this lead. Here we go, fourth down. They'll try to run for it. No, they've stopped him short. The defense with a big fourth down play to protect this lead late in the game.
Well, this is the risk you take as a play caller. So often people want to try to go for it on fourth down, but you got to be careful. As you see right here, the defense makes the play to get the ball back themselves.
Here's the handoff. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
On the double.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. And the offense will now quickly spend a timeout. Offense getting set. Second down play here. Linebackers maybe trying to confuse the line with some movement. And now the running back's got it again. Breaks loose at the 45. Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. And just like that, in one play, they've moved into scoring position at the 23. Well, they finally corral him, but he was untouched at the line of scrimmage. Kirk just burst through a big crease.
I'm going crazy on my defense. Like you said, this guy was untouched. I don't know how they were able to finally catch up to him and bring him.
He's got some room. Can he get there? Touchdown, Hogs. And this one is getting ugly.
That's another touchdown for these guys. Man, they have had a day that you dream about. Whether it's the quarterback, the running back, the receivers, the offensive line, the entire unit has been dominant.
And the extra point splits the uprights. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. And it's fielded. Can the returner make something happen here? Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. Remember, last time they went for it on fourth down and got stopped, and the opponent went right down the field. See if they can recover from that here. Sophomore brought down after a nice run.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. But I tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
And a big game before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
You know, all week, the defensive coordinator told us about the quarterback. He told us about the receivers and how they're going to throw the football. But, man, they better get locked in on stopping this run game because that was a big-time game.
He'll hand it off. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What's an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
Alabama comes up to the line quickly. Running game is working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's able to find some room before they finally bring him down.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here, and he's a good back. But I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Takes the handoff, heads to the right. And just a short gain this time. They're able to get him down. Offense gets set up here. It's third down. Try and muscle for the first down. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, that run didn't go anywhere here on third down. It'll bring up fourth down. And right now, late in the game, they've got to go for this. They've got to call their best fourth and short play and hope to keep the sticks moving.
So down by multiple possessions here. The offense will try to convert here on fourth down. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. In the clear at the 25. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big gain.
Boy, really good run by this running back. The defense fortunate to be able to bring him down inside the 10-yard line, but it's first and goal for the offense.
The Tide offense line up here on first and goal.
Green 25.
Offense will keep it on the ground here. And they'll tackle him for a loss of 5 yards. This will be a challenge now. Second and goal back at the 13. A run to the left, trying to find Pater. Ball carrier brought down, but a flag's on the field. Let's check out this call. So that offensive penalty will be declined by the defense. They're happy to take the result of that play. An important third down and goal now.
Cobra. Down. Reload. Roll it.
They Takes the ball and heads to the left side. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
I'll tell you what, considering they've been out there for a long time on this drive, they sure showed a lot of endurance there, coming up with a big stop. And now it's 4th and goal. And as an offensive coordinator and head coach, with this kind of drive, it just seems like you'd be missing something by not coming away with a touchdown.
And he's brought down, but there is a penalty marker out there. Let's check out this call. See if the offense can overcome that holding penalty. Remember, a field goal here doesn't do much. So on 4th and goal, they're going for the touchdown. They'll test the right side here. Runs through the defender. He's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge 4th down stop.
Well, the offense being aggressive here, going for it on 4th down, but the defense was not having it at all. They come up with a big stop.
1st down here for this offense. And they'll just try to run some clock here, keeping it on the ground. They bring him down, but that's a good play. Moves the ball to the 39.
What a shock, right? I mean, this guy once again gets his hands on the football, and great things seems to happen. He's over 120 yards on the day, and it's really been a combination of his vision and speed along with really dominant offensive line play.
And he's brought down out at the 46.
Just another example of this offense, Chris, doing pretty much whatever they want to do. They've been able to run the football. Offensive lines held their own in pass protection. Quarterbacks had an outstanding day. You add all that up, it's a big reason why they're up by such a wide margin.
They'll run it to the right side. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. The Razorbacks will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense. And now the offense will call a timeout here. Something they didn't like about what they saw there, wanting to make an adjustment before this critical down. Offense looking to keep the drive going here. 3rd and short now from the 44. Takes the handoff and tests the left side. Stop at the 43. This offense picks up another 1st down. And the Razorbacks come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. They'll try the right here. The gain is 3 yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. And the offense will quickly spend a timeout here after the play.
Nice job here of controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on 1st down.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Takes the ball and heads to the left. It's a short game, but look at that defense swarm to the football. And a timeout taken by the defense with 30 seconds remaining. 3rd down after that running play. Here comes a handoff. And they'll stop him just short of the marker. Good effort, but the defense holds. Now it's 4th down. And the defense will stop the clock with a timeout here. 25 seconds remaining. The offense already has 1 4th down conversion. Can they do it for a 2nd time? Quarterback unaware of the play clock. That'll cost them 5. They've already converted once on 4th down this game. Let's see if they can make it 2 for 2. And now a carry here for the fullback. Oh, they've stopped him short. What a fourth down play, and they will take over on downs now. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? Looks like he didn't get the snap off in time. That'll cost him 5 yards. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Now here comes the flea flicker. Final minutes here. They'll throw it deep downfield. Incomplete. They cannot connect on the deep ball.
Boy, this offense has really struggled today, Chris, when it comes to throwing the football. They have dug themselves a huge hole. They're not going to have any chance of coming back. And I think one thing about this is you wonder where you go from here. You're hoping to make a play or two to give yourself a belief that things can get better, but it's just been a disastrous day for the offense.
And a timeout taken by the offense to stop the clock with 12 seconds remaining.
On the double.
It's third down for the offense.
Moves.
They're going to run the option. He'll pitch it. He's found some room at the 45. Finally brought down, but the option produces a big gain that time. That's great execution. First down, looking to throw the ball. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. And it's intercepted as he threw it back across his body that time. And on that takeaway, the final play of the game. Well, this one ended up being a blowout, Crook. They get the W, but they also make a pretty strong statement here today.
Yeah, I thought this game would be a lot closer, at least closer than how things ended up. But give credit to this team for coming out with a good game plan and just dominating the game.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.